Just ahead on Good Company, we'll learn all about the sandwich diet.
And we'll show you $1 million home.
And I'll show you how to grow a Boston fern like this, not this.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Strand, and welcome to Good Company.
And I'm Gary Lumpkin, and coming up on the show today, we are going to have Mitch Miller right here in our studio telling us about a very special event taking place Sunday, and we'll do a little sing-along as well.
I'm Michael Dolan, and I'm in Eden Prairie to preview the Parade of Homes, which starts this weekend and continues for the next 2 weekends. And I'm going to show you this house, $1 million house, and 2 others.
And we'll also tell you about a sandwich diet. Yes, you can eat sandwiches like that and still diet. At least that's the word we get.
A sandwich diet?
That's what I'm told. And I mean, they look great.
They do look great.
Look wonderful.
Better stay tuned. You don't want to miss this.
From the Twin Cities, it's Good Company. With your hosts, Steve Edelman and Sharon Anderson. With field host Gary Lumpkin and bargain hunter Vicki Odette. And now, your hosts, the husband and wife team, Steve and Sharon.
Well, thank you very much.
Very nice.
Yes, indeed.
Very nice.
And thank you for joining us, and welcome again to Good Company. Filling in, this is Steve and Sharon's last day of vacation. They'll be back on Monday, but I'm here. I'm Gary Lumpkin, and filling in also from Eyewitness News.
Lindsay Strand.
Of course. But Lindsay Strand, government specialist.
Government specialist, political correspondent.
Political correspondent.
That's right.
That's right. Now, I won't if you have had a chance, of course, to watch Eyewitness News, you've seen Lindsay covering the political beat in and around the Twin Cities, in fact, the whole state of Minnesota. Big event this Tuesday, the primary elections.
That's right. I hope everybody's going to go out and vote. They certainly all should.
So you're going to be really busy. It's got to be a pretty busy time for you.
This is a busy time, but you know, this is the fun time of year. It really is, because you're getting down, you have people interested in watching what's going on. We could have some close races here. Could be some surprises.
Should also
a lot of fun.
Point out, too, that Lindsay is a brand new mom. I think you had kind of a busy night last night. She'll like me talking about this. Want to tell us about your night last night? How much sleep did you get?
Well, I think I have a 1-year-old, and I think about 3.5 hours last night.
So
she's got an ear infection and a cold.
So
she
Mama
does not feel well.
Mama was up all night.
Just being a mom, that's what you have to do. Exactly.
That's part of the deal.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, a little bit later in the show, in fact, just in a few minutes, we're going to see that being a mom from a little bit different angle, as we are going to meet a woman.
Or a dad.
Or a dad. That's right. That's true.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. This is the 80s.
I mean, tell me, you
co-nurturing and all that stuff. The dads
you've
are in
probably
there.
never been up for a night.
I do. Yeah, I am. I was up last night.
I bet lots.
I got up last night for about 22 seconds to take my daughter to the bathroom.
2 little girls.
Yeah, she screams out, and I'm the one that does that. Anyway, we're going to we'll talk about that as we learn about a woman who takes care of baby orangutans in her home. But before we do that,
they're adorable.
We have got something else.
That's right. This weekend, there is something that you can do out here in the Twin Cities, and the weather seems lovely to do it. The Parade of Homes is getting underway this weekend, and we are going to check in right now with Michael Dolan, who is at a $1 million home here in the Twin City area in Eden Prairie. Michael?
That's right, Gary and Lindsay. I'm in Eden Prairie, and behind me is $1 million house. But first, let me show you one I was at yesterday. Now, if you're not quite ready for $1 million home, maybe this French country manor built by Joseph Douglas Custom Homes in Lakeville is for you. Now, the first thing I notice walking into a very spacious entryway is that immediately you're drawn to different areas of the house. You can see a huge portion of the house. Now, on either side of a full Hampton staircase is the family room, and on the other side, through that doorway, is the kitchen. The staircase is made out of oak, and at the top of the stairs are the bedrooms. Now, another view from the entryway offers a look down this hallway with paneled oak walls into the living room, and above, a Juliet balcony off one of the bedrooms. Now, the kitchen is the theme of this year's parade, and this kitchen is loaded with built-in gourmet appliances, all oak paneled, has cabinets to the ceiling, and off the kitchen, a dining area. Now, just beyond the dining area, down a short flight of stairs, is a sunken family room with a brick fireplace and a wet bar. And finally, the master bedroom. Now, the master bedroom has large windows which overlook a great backyard. But I think the best feature of all, through a double doorway, is the master bath. It's complete with a whirlpool bath that's surrounded by a bay of windows. It's got huge mirrors and a his and hers double vanity. Great view of the lake. If you like to swim but you don't want to swim in the lake, you got a pool right in your backyard. And take a look at the house. It's got windows facing the lake. Every room in the house except for 2 rooms has a view of the lake. Dramatic double staircase. It's a beautiful house, and the next time you see me, I'll be on the inside to show you some really neat features.
Okay, Michael, thank you very much. That looks like a lot of fun.
It is, yeah. Fabulous homes. Fabulous homes.
Oh, it looks like. Well, you've got $1 million home, I imagine.
Let's see, it was appraised, was it?
Several years ago, probably.
$4.6, I think, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But you get a lot. You get a bad case of the I wants when you go to the Parade of Homes. It's really fun to go through that.
Oh, but it looks like a great thing to do, and we're going to see some more of them too later in the show.
Yeah, as Michael mentioned. But first, there is a phenomenon going on here at the Como Zoo. The Como Zoo in St. Paul has what they're called docents, volunteers who take animals into their home. We have seen some exhibits of that, examples of that previously on Good Company, but there is a very special example
More than a
of that.
full-time job, even though it's volunteering.
It is,
absolutely.
Oh, definitely. Well, you can imagine bringing animals into your home, and there is a woman right now, Arlene Schoenemann, who has done just that, and rather than kind of give it all away, I think we'll just introduce her now, Arlene Schoenemann and friends, okay?
Yes.
So we please welcome Arlene Schoenemann from the Como Zoo. And right away, Mom, oops.
Oh, he doesn't want to. He wants to take
Grab a
part
hold
of
of
your sweater.
everything.
There.
Well, what we are looking at here are 2 baby orangutans. In case you were at all wondering.
Orangutans. That's the
Orangutans.
first thing to
Correct.
learn, as a matter of fact, right? It's not orangutan, even though that's what we
There's
all
no G.
think.
No G on the end.
Did you? Everybody know orangutan? All the heads are shaking. No, I would have spelled it wrong. I'd have missed out on the spelling bee. Orangutans.
That's
I
it.
bet
How old are these babies?
This one is 3 months, a little over 3, and this one is 2.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, now, you know, it feels very much like holding a newborn baby.
It is. It is. They have these nice, warm, cuddly little bodies, and
The fingers
There.
wrap around a little more tightly than I'm used to with mine.
and another major difference is their feet are much more like hands. This kind of animal
Show that.
lives in a tree most
Can I hold
of
one
their
too?
lives. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let Dad
right.
get in here.
This is Sherman.
This is Sherman?
Sherman.
Now, what kind of a name is that for an orangutan? Hi, Sherm.
Look at this
What it is?
hairdo. Wait,
He'll grow up
yeah.
to that name.
tell us now, they actually are very similar, aren't they, to humans in their development?
Very, very close, yes.
At
In
an early
fact,
age.
They go through all the stages that a human baby does. Right now they're drinking Enfamil baby formula from a bottle.
Wait a minute. All the stages that babies go through?
Yes,
Are
I
these
can
guys,
think of many
these guys
that
got Pampers on here?
are- they wear Huggies.
Huggies, okay, good enough. Just want to check, Arlene, just to make sure we're...
Yes, you're quite safe.
Now, and you feed them from a bottle then?
Yes, and
And
they're
they get
also-
Gerber baby food and rice cereal and
That's
sweet
the stage we're at
potatoes.
right now, and we're waiting for Sherman's teeth to start coming through. He should be
shy.
showing some very shortly, and then we can start things that are just a little bit more chewy.
Well,
And-
now, how is it that you happen to have these in your home? What are the circumstances?
Well, we try to leave these with their natural mom
Sure.
whenever it's possible. But Sherman's mother was a first-time mother, and she just didn't know anything about mothering. And he was given every chance, and by his 9th day, he was losing a lot of weight and very dehydrated. So he just had to be hand-reared. And then Carlo's mom took care for a few days, but she had a little trouble nursing. I think she had a little infection there in her breast, and we...
We've got some videotape. I'm sorry. We want to take a look just to give you an idea of what it's like having baby orangutans in the home. We'll look at that right now and show you what life is like with orangutans at the Schoenemann home. Now, there is the home right there. It's in St. Paul.
In St. Paul.
Yep. And it's ordinary enough on the outside and Well, it's basically the same inside as you mentioned, isn't that? There you are, there feeding the babies right out of a bottle, just like a human baby would be fed.
Do you burp them?
Oh, yes.
They need to be burped.
Oh, yes. Just like a human baby.
Now, what would have happened? I mean, with these animals, they would have died if they had not had you to take care of them.
They would.
Oh, and the playpen, too.
We weren't sure that Sherman was going to make it. He had a rough week or two there after he joined us. But he's doing great.
Are they in? I didn't see a crib there.
Well, they have a bedroom with a crib, yes.
They sleep together?
They sleep together. They much prefer that rather than separate cribs. We've been through that kind of thing before, and it just doesn't work really well.
Oh, and do you have nights like I did last night, too? I want to know. This is more than full-time.
Yes, it is. Their first weeks, you spend, you keep them on about a 2-hour schedule, and you know you don't sleep much with a 2-hour schedule.
And how long will you have them at home?
About a year.
About a year. Okay.
Gary, he likes you.
I think so. Yeah,
He loves you, Gary.
I have a way with children.
He can tell right off the bat.
I tell you, it is a great program, and I know you do it all the time. This isn't your first time, so congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a lot of work, and you deserve a lot of credit. Arlene Schuler from the Como Zoo.
Thank you very much. Well, you know it's Friday because we're here with the plant doctor.
That's right. That's right.
What can you tell us today, Dr. Olsen, about plants? I hear Boston ferns, and I tell you, I used to have one.
And what happened to it?
It's long gone.
Long gone.
Long gone. And it was lovely. I mean, it was as pretty as this when it started out. It was that.
Oh, no.
For a
And it
couple of
died?
years. It got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then it took a matter of weeks, and it was gone.
Well, Lindsay, there's all kinds. I mean, you know, first of all, it might have needed repotting. But Boston fern actually likes to be in a rather small pot. But I brought this thing along because this is really kind of an ugly one, and I had the feeling that there could be about 5,000 of these right now in the Twin City area.
No, but I've got to tell you that if you think that is a dead
This is
plant,
bad.
let me just show you.
This is so bad.
This is what I found today.
Where?
In Stephen Sharon's office.
In Stephen Sharon's office?
In Stephen Sharon's office, and I knew we were doing Boston ferns, and I thought, well, here's your prime example right there. Is there anything you can do to save this plant? They're coming back next week. I mean, come on, let's help.
Want it beautiful by Monday?
Well, can you help out?
Well, I mean, you could kind of, but I mean, really, Stephen Sharon, if you're taping this at home, I'm embarrassed. First of all, it's bone dry. Well, I mean, this is actually kind of a fun example because where do Boston ferns grow? I mean, you never see them growing in Arizona out in the desert, right? You see them growing in the woods.
Low in the ground.
Low in the ground.
Dark
moist,
places.
Dark. Yeah, and it's moist and it's wet.
Deep forests.
This soil is so dry.
You can't even
it's
touch.
fossilized. And so you have to keep a Boston fern wet. I mean, you really seriously, you have to keep them wet. You have to water them like twice.
Is that the most important thing?
Absolutely. Absolutely the most important thing.
You can't keep them too wet.
Can't.
Really?
You
Okay.
can't. All right, but you can overmist them. Let's put that
Think
aside
they're going to be mad at us?
Oh, they're going to be horrified. I'm sure they're going to be horrified. You know how horrified they get. Anyway, all right, here we have a beautiful Boston fern. We can pretend that this is, you know, we've just brought this from my house, although, of course, I did just bring it from the greenhouse. But anyway, a Boston fern likes to be wet. And look at this. See, it has a rather small pot. See, it does not have a great big pot for the size of the plant.
But now this is not really, it's not thoroughly wet in there. I mean,
no, but it would be time.
It's a little moist.
Yeah, moist. So this would be time to water it again. You have to water them like twice a week. All right, the other thing that you should do with your Boston ferns or any kind of fern, Whitmanite, ruffled fern or whatever, is mist them. And where's our mister? Where's our mister?
Our mister has taken a walk.
It's so windy out here. Our mister is coming. And the other important thing is to just bring the mister over now and give it to me so we can do the rest of the show.
Isn't that amazing? It walked off and right back on.
See, when you mist a Boston fern, a lot of people will go like this and they'll get it all wet down inside.
No, but I'm used to just kind of doing right up
Lindsay,
here.
you are brilliant because
well,
I'm getting it in my face from this wind.
Just a little like, no, but why then did I have this problem?
You were missing exactly right, because if you get it all wet down in there, fungus grows, and then it all gets wet, and all the leaves die, and they all fall off.
So you should
really,
do this twice a week.
Yeah, why don't you move for a second?
Well.
We'll just show them once again. You know, guys, try not to do this in the wind.
Don't do it outside in the wind.
Do it in the house, but just get it around like that so you have just almost like a dew on it, and that will actually work a lot better.
Now, I had a roommate who insisted that if you talk to them,
oh yeah,
that was really important, and she explained to me it was the oxygen.
It is. They love oxygen.
It was critical.
So you go over to all your plants and talk real loud to them, and real you breathe heavy on your plants.
As you missed.
Yeah, get as much oxygen around them as you possibly can. Shake it ever so often. I mean, because even a good Boston fern is going to have dead leaves in it. So you want, because obviously some of this is going to die underneath here.
So you're pretty rough with it, and that's not going to hurt the leaves here?
No,
they're not going to be bruised and knocked?
No. It knows I'm its friend. See, you shake it and get rid of. Look at this table. I mean, it's full of dead leaves now. Get rid of all that. Do that just before you're going to vacuum. Of course, you don't want to do this right after you vacuum because that would look really tacky. The other thing that is kind of fun that you can do with a Boston fern is, besides drop it on the ground like that, is let's go back to this thing. No, let's not go back to that one. Let's go back to this one.
So we'll put it away, I guess, huh?
You can propagate them by cutting them up. And what you want to do is you just, like boning the chicken, you just go down and you cut it in sections like that. See, now there's a little section. You take your scissors then and you get rid of all these other dead stuff down it, and you would just plant that little part right there into a pot, and you'd have a nice little...
So the roots, they're okay, you're not going to
hurt them
by cutting it up like that?
Not a bit, not a bit. You just put that into a small pot and you're fine.
Put it in some nice moist, put it back in this...
No, smaller pot. Small pot about that size, and you're home free, and that will now be a nice Boston fern for it. Now let's just push all this over here, because I've got a pretty little thing to show you here this morning that I think is so nice. Don't you love these hands? But anyway, I found that, Home and Olsen provides all of our plants and flowers for this show, and I found these today when I was done.
Fun.
Aren't these pretty? They're bud vases that lay on the table.
Those are great.
And you just cut a flower like this, and of course, obviously, you would fill it with water, but you would just put that flower in like that. Now look how pretty that would be sitting on your dining room table.
Oh yeah,
Isn't that pretty?
For a wonderful dinner party.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. That looks lovely, and thank you too to Home and Olsen today for providing these flowers and the plants, and we'll see what we can do for Steve and Sharon next time. No hope on that plant.
No hope.
Well, let's go back into Lumpy inside now.
Okay, thank you, Lindsay, and thank you, Craig. Time now for the Vacation Van. The Vacation Van man, Chris McWatt, is out and about somewhere in and around the Twin Cities. Well, he could be very far away. We never know where he's going to pop up, but it is a chance for you, the viewer, to win a great trip. Here's what you have to do. You send us your name, address, phone number, and date of birth on a postcard. And if you'll send that to Vacation Van, care of Good Company, 3415 University Avenue, St. Paul, 55114, and then if we draw your card and come out to your house and you are there, you can win a trip to Los Angeles, which is a round-trip airfare for two, and that's courtesy of Hobbit Travel. It's that simple. Send us the card. We draw it. We show up at your house. We say have a magic word. You come out in the course of 1 minute, and you can win that trip. Well, I'll tell you what, Chris McWatt is out there trying to give that trip away right now. Chris, what's going on? The message there under the screen said, sing along with Mitch, because Mitch Miller will be joining us in just a minute, telling us about a very special event taking place this Sunday right here in the Twin Cities. But before we do that, it's something else.
First, we're going to check back in with Michael Dolan, who is now still at that $1 million home in Eden Prairie, and we aren't going to be going through that home quite yet, but he's going to be telling us about a very contemporary. Do you like contemporary?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Do you like, and if there was one thing you could include in a home of yours, what would it be?
Just a lot of room in every room. Just make all the rooms bigger.
Big, tall ceilings, lots of windows.
Yep.
I like that too.
Big,
and that's
big.
A lot of contemporary. And so let's check in with Michael Dolan right now and see this contemporary home. Michael?
That's right, I'm back at the $1 million house in Eden Prairie, and what $1 million house would be without a shooting range? I almost had a scholarship in archery. While I go ahead and practice here, why don't you take a look at another house I was at yesterday. Here we go. Now, if you want to look at a home that's a bit more contemporary, this house, built by Landico Incorporated, probably isn't for you, because this house is contemporary to the max. It's the Miami Vice House of Minnesota. The kitchen, which is the heart of the home, in this house is utilized as a living area. It features the latest in appliances, a stovetop island, and cupboards to the ceiling. Now, across from the island is a stainless steel sink, and adjacent to the kitchen is an audio-visual center, or a family space, which acts as an extended kitchen. And to finally complete the living area in the kitchen is the solarium dinette. The living room is very open and spacious, with parquet floors. It offers an imported Italian fireplace, which is surrounded by huge windows, and the windows extend to a 17-foot ceiling. And to fully take advantage of those windows, which also, by the way, overlooks the living room, is a very spacious master bedroom. And of course, comes complete with a walkout deck. After you spend some time on your shooting range, I'm sure you're going to want to spend some time on your driving range, and we're talking golfing. It's got a punching bag, a speed bag, but best of all, I think, for a $1 million house is a driving range. Next time you see me, I'll be upstairs to show you the living areas.
Okay, thank you, Michael. And we will see the real home, the big home, the $1 million home a little bit later.
We'll be checking in with one more time. I tell you, there is a great event, as I mentioned earlier, taking place this Sunday at the Ford Parkway Bridge and into the park right beside the bridge. It is Singing Along with Mitch Miller. That's right, it is open to the public, free to the public, sing-along, and other events going on that you can actually come and be a part of a very special sing-along with Mitch Miller himself, a well-known conductor and sing-along person. We're going to talk to Mitch in just a minute, but before we do that, let's take a look at some videotape right now to kind of, well, refresh all of our memories of what it was like to sing along with Mitch. Bet. Mitch Miller, and he's joining us now. Will you please welcome Mitch Miller?
No, you have to say, this is the United Way.
Well, I wanted to get into that, right?
Yeah, because, you know, we expect to have 30, 40, 50,000 people. You know, that it's a thank you to the cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul from the United Way, and they're going to have free food. I'm talking about 30,000 ears of corn, ice cream, all amusement. Everything is free. And the corporations are picking up the cost of all this. And
this is something that's going on.
That's right. This Sunday, that's the event we're talking about, of course, on the bridge and in the Minnehaha Park adjacent to the bridge there.
We opened the ceremony.
It's a thank you from the United Way. So it's not a fundraiser per se. It's a free, and you expect a huge crowd, as you mentioned.
Yes, well, we have free food or fireworks, you know. It's always a huge crowd.
Big draw. Big draw.
No, but then the campaign starts the day after.
For the next year's United Way campaign.
For next year's United Way, and of course everybody knows how wonderful that is. You know, there's all the charities, everything in one package. You know, and so that you don't have to have different campaigns for different causes all the time.
Now, if 30,000 people, if 30,000 people do show up, that's going to be a huge crowd for you to be the conductor of a sing-along. How big, in the course of the sing-alongs that you have done, what's been some of the really big crowds that you have led in sing-alongs?
At the Peace March in Washington in 1968, 600,000, Pete Seeger and me.
And that was the biggest.
Yes, yes.
Tell me, what do you think? You have been involved in this business so long and been so committed to music, and how do you see changing the way that people use and enjoy music now over the years? Is it changing at all?
No, it's the same. People, in fact, now is the best time for music. You have FM stations that play every kind of music. You have recordings. You have CD recordings that are fantastic with sound now. You don't hear any surface noise. You have your choice, and that's all that's necessary. So it's like having a choice of a giant smorgasbord of great food, and if you're going to end up eating at McDonald's or hot dogs all the time, you're foolish. And if somebody just says, I only like this kind of music, won't sample the other kind,
Do you sample any rock music? Tell me, do you like any?
It depends what you call rock. They say Aretha Franklin, yes.
Yeah.
Ray Charles, yes. Chicago, yes. Santana, yes.
Twisted Sister.
Huh?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
No,
well,
I
we have
know.
a
You know,
limit.
the guys who chew chicken heads off, you know, and then need the lights, and they, you know, music is something you should be able to listen to with your eyes closed. Now, if they want to call it
Focus on the music.
Focus on the music. Well,
Or sing along with.
no, well,
Sometimes.
that happens. No, that happens only later. The sing-along songs are like 25 and 30 years. They rise to the top of the, like rich cream, you know, and they become into your consciousness. Nobody promotes them.
We'd do a little sing-along, yeah?
Yeah, let's try it.
A little sing-along.
Let's
We
try
have
it.
had a chance to...
You guys ready for this?
Yeah. Now,
Everybody's nodding yes.
Now you're going to have the words on the screen?
We're going to have the words, we'll have
gonna
the
have
words up on a
the
boards
words.
for the
Yeah,
audience
but
here.
people at home can sing too.
Yep,
Well,
the
everybody
words
will know
be in
this
my
song. The
hand.
song
Yeah,
being, the song
yeah,
being,
but they need the words, so sing out, smile,
I'll have
and
the
enjoy.
words.
We'll start
Do we
that
have
music.
the music? And you'll help me, Gary?
Okay, I'll move
Are
up
you
here.
going to help too?
I'm going to help too. I'm going to make sure people have those words.
Point out
You
again
can't
that
be-
the event is this
the words.
Sunday at the Ford Parkway Bridge, Minnehaha Park. Free, open to the public.
Here.
United Way.
Sing along with Mitch, as we are doing right now.
Now good breaths.
With cue cards.
Here we go.
Except that.
Big boys. So each night morning till we meet again. Now if you want to hum,
The humming part. Yes, okay. Mitch Miller. And we are back again at Good Company. Thank you for joining us. If you are just now joining us, Steve and Sharon are off this week. They'll be back on Monday, but filling in today, I'm Gary Lumpkin and Lindsay Strand from Eyewitness News. How's it going so far?
Well, this is a lot of fun. You know, it's very different from news. And one of the things that's such a surprise is the applause every time. I mean, we never hear applause when we're out on news stories.
I mean, standing around the state capitol talking about the government issues, nobody ever applauds?
A lot of grumbling sometimes,
I
but not
see.
applause. But this is lovely, and the audience is so nice.
Oh, well, it's nice for you to be here. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
In just a minute, we're going to check back in with Michael Dolan, who's at the 1986 Parade of Homes, and he'll show us that $1 million home in detail. But before we do that, it is time for our Friday Super Bargain. And this Super Bargain is a super lingerie deal. Now, it comes to us from the folks at Lingerie World. They have 2 Twin Cities locations, and they are offering our Good Company viewers a super deal on their teddies. That's right, teddies. I tell you what, here's the Super Bargain Man to give us all the details on lingerie known as teddies.
Lingerie World is offering us a deal on some great lingerie, one of my favorite items. They're teddies. Now, the brand name is called Dina. It comes in 6 great colors. It comes in pink, blue, a plum-colored, red, black, and ivory. And it's made out of a nylon tricot. It's great-looking lingerie. I think everybody watching should do something for themselves and buy some beautiful lingerie. I know I'm getting one.
What goes without saying, the supermarket man will have a teddy before long. That's right. They were $20, and now they are 50% off today and tomorrow, while supplies last, that is. Now, Lingerie World is located in the Maplewood Mall in the Southtown Shopping Center. Those are the two locations of Lingerie World. And remember, to go and get that deal, it lasts today and tomorrow, you must ask for the Good Company Super Bargain, and 50% off will be yours for teddies.
Well, maybe I should go out and get my first teddy.
That would be your first teddy?
I have to confess, that would be my first.
What color would you get? No, that's too intimate. Well, go ahead. What color?
Guess.
Chartreuse.
We'll leave. Yeah. Do I look like the type?
I don't know.
Okay.
A little earlier, we had a chance to visit in with Michael Dolan, who is out and about. When he's not the Super Bargain Man, he kind of fills in and does a number of other things for us.
He's busy today.
He is busy. He is at the 1986 Parade of Homes, and we've seen a little bit of sample. Now, the Parade of Homes starts this Sunday and goes through September 21st. Now, I'll show you this real quickly. This is the supplement that will be in the Minneapolis Star and Tribune. It's the Parade of Homes magazine. I believe there might also be one in the St. Paul papers.
Nearly
but you can look
300
for this
homes, I
Yep,
understand.
almost 300 homes all over the Twin Cities area, and he's at one of those right now, $1 million worth. Michael, tell us about it.
That's right, we're back in Eden Prairie. We're finally inside the $1 million house. We're on the first floor in the living areas. But first I want to tell you this was built by the Smuckler Corporation, and they're both architects and builders, so they can build any house you want exactly the way you want it. Now we're inside the entryway or the foyer, and as you can see, it's absolutely huge. It's 20 by 34 with vaulted ceilings. It's got a huge skylight. Another thing you'll notice as soon as you walk into the house, into the entryway, is you have access to every room in the house. There's doorways that lead everywhere. Now, the first doorway I want to take you through is into the master bedroom. Once you come in the front door, it's right to the right, and you come into the master bedroom. As you can see, it's very spacious. It's huge. And the mirrors continue the theme of the lake. They give you a reflection of the lake. Above the bed is a glass window that continues the access to the skylight. And over here is a fireplace. No master bedroom would be complete without a fireplace. And down these steps, a spiral staircase, it gives you access to a whirlpool spa and an exercise room. And through this way, once again, 7-foot windows that overlook the lake and the pool. You can hear some pounding. They're still working on the house. Now this is a sitting area, or can also be used as a breakfast room because you have a sink, a refrigerator, and a coffee maker. But through the entryway again, there's a small dining area. And through these double doors, down the double staircase, you have access to the lake again and the pool, those dramatic stairs we saw earlier, and your formal living room. It's gorgeous. And through that fireplace right there, you can use a fireplace also on the other side, is an informal family room. And through here, let me show you the dining room. But as you go into the dining room, I want you to look up because there's vaulted ceilings that continue from the entryway. And you'll notice there's the formal living room with the windows overlooking the lake. So the dining room kind of overlooks the living room and the lake. And if you're sitting at the dining room and you don't have a view of the lake, those chairs, you can use the mirrors to see the lake. You can see the lake everywhere in this house. Down these steps is how we got to the pistol range and the driving range. But now I want to take you into this year's theme for the Parade of Homes 1986 is kitchens. And this kitchen is gorgeous. It's 400 square feet. It's huge. It's got a 4-foot by 8-foot center top island. All the cabinetry and styling for the appliances is European. The island is beautiful. It's got a decor cooktop. It's got a chef's sink. It's got built-in everything, microwave and oven. It's got a refrigerator that's built in. The cabinets are all exactly where you want it. You can store everything out of the way. Touch control for your forks and knives. Touch control cabinets, drawers. The Parade of Homes starts the 7th this Sunday. You'll find this in your newspaper. And there's 289 homes to look at, so you're going to need all 3 weeks to do it. It continues for 3 weeks. We'll be back with more good company right after this.
Okay, we are back, and we now have advice for you on something everybody, I think, wants to know about. All of us have those few pounds, at least, or an inch, or something we're always trying to lose. At least I know I certainly am. Many people are. We have advice for you today. It comes from Kathy Cooter, and she is a local woman who has written a book, and it is on the sandwich diet.
Yes, the Great American Sandwich Diet.
The Great American Sandwich Diet is her book, and she is here now to tell us some of the things that we can do, actually, and still eat well and lose weight. That's what you say, huh?
That's the basis of it, so that you can still eat.
Well, we've got all kinds of stuff out here, Kathy. Let's just start off right away and give us an example of what kinds of sandwiches you can have.
Okay, the first one is what I call a pizza witch.
Now, pizza.
Everybody loves
can have on a diet.
I love pizza. Pizza can't be on a diet.
Pizza witch is on a diet.
Okay, I see some pizza products, and
right.
While you're putting this together, let us just ask you, this, you say, is to be an addition, actually, to a diet or a supplement to a diet.
Right.
So you maintain that you can actually go ahead and lose weight and still have these sandwiches?
Yes, you can.
Did
you
it
can
work
use
for
this
you?
Yes, it did. I lost 30 pounds.
Oh,
and I used it in conjunction with other diets. Sometimes I use them on my own, or just by itself.
I think we've got a picture of you 30 pounds heavier, is that right?
Yes.
And this was the diet that you used? I
yes.
mean, breakfast, lunch, and dinner you didn't eat?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't use it breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Boy, that is amazing. That is amazing.
Now, how long did it take you? Yeah, that's terrific. How much time are we talking about for that 30-pound loss?
Well, at my heaviest, the picture that was taken was in 1983. By that fall of 1983, I had already learned to maintain. So it took approximately 4 months to lose the weight.
4 months. Huh?
4 months.
But then keeping it off, of
amazing.
course.
And then keeping it off
Now-
is the key to it.
Oh.
Now this, we're
What
going
do
to
we have going
microwave
here?
this.
What have you put?
Okay.
Tell us the ingredients
This is-
you've done
okay.
so
Got
far.
some
We're putting
mushrooms,
onions, celery,
celery,
and mushrooms into, and we're going to microwave just to tenderize them a little bit. You want to stick those right in the microwave.
Okay, you cut this up, and we're going to
Right.
put this in the microwave.
Everything is all chopped. Okay, then,
For how long?
oh, just to tenderize them, maybe a minute or so.
Okay.
So that goes there.
Okay, then we've
I
got.
want to point out, too, that microwave that folks from Best Buy gave that to us. That's a sharp half-pint microwave, a little small over a half-pint. That's cute.
Okay,
Thanks.
now
Okay.
that's
That's fine,
cooking,
guys.
Right.
I think.
Right. Okay, now we need a tablespoon and a half of ragu spaghetti sauce.
Right.
And you just kind of put it all over both pieces of bread.
So
Just
you
kind of-
feel like you've
just,
got
Just kind of spread it
A
around.
lot. We'll just put a little
Yeah.
more on here.
And
And that's one of
over
the
here-
things that I noticed about your book, too, is that you list specific products so that you
Right.
know exactly how many calories you're getting. I mean,
Exactly.
you specify.
And if the
All
calorie
right.
count is the same in two different products, then I'll take what I feel is the best tasting of the two of them.
All right, now what?
Okay,
You
then
wait for that to come out?
we'll just take it out now.
Let's.
Okay. Well, we have one, I believe, that's...
I think those are some different
those are
kinds.
the
I mean,
other ones.
there are numerous kinds.
Okay, this we drain on a paper towel or in the sink or whatever. We don't have a sink right here, so we'll just kind of.
Okay, now so far,
it.
with I know celery, onions, and mushrooms, there's hardly any calories there.
Right.
The spaghetti sauce that you've used here is for the... That's
Just put this
not
on?
very high in calories?
Oh, 30 calories for what we used.
That's all, 30
that's all.
calories. I would have thought more for something
No,
like that.
it
Okay.
isn't.
And then the bread?
And then the bread, we're
You use a
using
special
just kind of
right. We use less bread because less bread has got the right consistency. I tried other breads
Am I
and
in
they don't
trouble
really
here?
work.
I'm just
on
making a
both of them.
judgment that we should
Okay.
do this on
Right,
both sides
on
here.
both of
We'll
them.
kind of put this on, and then we'll go to
The
some
cheese, and
is
you
that
put the
right?
cheese on the top.
We'll put a little cheese on the top.
Right.
You can stick it back in
And
the
you
microwave.
stick it in the microwave.
Right?
We can do
Put
that
it in the
now and move on to the next
microwave.
one.
And so that is an example here, folks, of one of the things that we can do.
All
There
right,
we go.
so that one's cooking. Now that's, once again, you call that the
That's the pizza witch, and that's
Now-
200 calories.
200 calories for that.
We've got several over here that are already made up, I think, too. that we
We
should
sure do.
Okay. We'll show them
Take a
one of
look at-
these. For
Okay.
example, what do we have here? If you,
Excuse me.
if you come in, there you go.
That's the veggie witch.
Okay, so this
All right,
has...
this one is the lowest calorie. This is only 80 calories
80 calories for the
in
whole
that
sandwich?
sandwich.
All right, now what's in there?
All
I'm trying
right,
to get
you've
something to
got
see there.
tomato,
Uh-huh.
zucchini, and cucumber, and radish.
Okay.
And it makes just a delicious sandwich for 80 calories.
Now, in the book contains a number of recipes, and no sandwich is more than
200 calories.
200 calories. Well, that's
Which is
terrific.
great. And obviously you can tell by looking at Kathy Cooter that it works. Her book has worked for her.
We have a
you.
copy here of the book. We can show that to you. And how do we get this?
through City Line. It's not available in any of the stores yet.
That's what I wanted to get.
So you can call City Line.
Right.
And also we should say thank you to Cub Foods here for providing all the food for us here today. And Kathy, thank you very much.
Oh, and thank you
Yeah.
very much.
I
It was
want
really
this one
fun.
right here. I'm taking
You can
this
have that one.
We'll be right
Good
back.
advice. Thank you. We had hoped that joining us now would be John Schneider, the singer and actor as well, but he is performing at the Carlton, but unfortunately his plane is late, and so he's not here now.
No, maybe we can have him on at a future date. But instead of that, boy, are we in for a treat, because I had a chance to...
Performance from Gary Lumpkin.
That's right. I think it's a treat anyway. It's for a chance for me to relive an experience we shared with you some time ago when I had a chance to fly with some very special stunt pilots in old biplanes. They're the Red Baron.
You do more crazy things.
Well, this was really crazy. This was exciting. In fact, let's take a look right now at what happened when I met up with the stunt pilots from the Red Baron Pizza Squadron. Well, here we are, another hot day in the Twin Cities. Doesn't seem like there's any way to beat it, right? Well, see, the problem is we're stuck here on the ground. But just imagine for a moment if we were in one of those old open cockpit airplanes. They'd be up in the sky flying around. It'd be really cool like that. Just imagine the way Snoopy does. You get on top of your doghouse and let your dreams take over. Well, no doubt about it. Having dreams is a great thing, but today, my dream comes true because in just a few minutes, I'm going to be flying in this baby. Isn't it a beauty? It's a 1941 Stearman biplane. You can see the name on the side, Red Baron. That's because it's owned and operated by the Red Baron Pizza folks. I can't wait to go up in it. And what's more, look here. Here's another one. 2 of them. We're going to do some formation flying. And if that's not good enough, there's a 3rd one. There it is right now. Yes, there's one more Stearman buzzing through the skies today. The skies over Janes Field in Anoka County, where I met John Bowman, the Red Baron pilot I would soon be flying with, who told me exactly what I was in for.
Well, this airplane is capable of all manner of classic aerobatics, loops, rolls, spins, hammerhead turns, and so I'm hoping that you're game for some of that.
Well, I was game all right, and so a few minutes later I found myself rolling out on the runway with John. Flying with us was Steve Thompson in the number 2 plane, while Randy Brooks here would pilot the 3rd plane in our group. And I learned right away all 3 are excellent flyers as we took off in formation, our wingtips only a few feet apart. Based in Marshall, Minnesota, these planes tour the country advertising Red Baron Pizza. It's been good for the company and for the 3 pilots as well.
Well, in terms of flying freedom, I imagine that this airplane is about the ultimate. Not only are you outdoors, you're outside in the airplane, but it's very easy to put yourself into the romance of the open cockpit airplane.
No question, these planes do have a special attraction, and they're capable of some pretty special maneuvers as well. They're called aerobatics. What a thrill. And to be honest, there were moments when my stomach felt like, uh-oh, here it comes. But luckily that never happened, even when I watched the ground spin over my head like this. I was never scared, but sometimes it was a bit confusing because while this may look like we're flying along normally, as you watch now, you can see the ground begin to appear because we were really upside down in a loop. Yes, it was definitely a case of a dream coming true, and unfortunately, all too soon, it was time to return to reality, the reality of solid ground.
Woo-wee! We got a seatbelt out here. So that's aerobatics, huh?
Yeah, you're an aviator now.
I'm an aviator now. Whew. I don't know if my stomach feels like an aviator, but I got to tell you this. Flying the doghouse anymore just won't be the same. Thanks for the ride. See you next time. Oh, boy, I don't know.
That was fun.
Good for you, Gary. I'll tell you, you didn't look too green when you landed there. Did
I
you
was just
feel
on,
a
I
little
was
green?
just on the verge a little bit. I tell a little bit of a tale here. One of the members of our crew, though, did lose his pizza. From doing some of the acrobatics. That's a delicate way of saying that, isn't it? But you know, they tour the country, and we'll be back in the Twin Cities every summer. So if you get a chance to see them, show up. They put on quite a show. The Red Baron guys.
That is something.
It is good stuff. We'll be right back, and don't go away.
There are even more things that are going on this weekend, and Karen Caruso of Robbinsdale is here to tell us about one of them. Karen.
That's right. Our church is having Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Robbinsdale, and we're having our 19th annual Family Fun Fest this Sunday from 12:30 to 7 p.m.
Why would people want to come? What's going on?
Oh, our grand prize giveaway drawing is a 1986 Chevy Nova.
Okay, great. And if you want to find out more information about that, there is a number to call. It's 537-4561. Thank you very much, Karen. Gary?
Thanks, Lindy. I'm joined by Usha Balakrishnan. Did I get that right?
Yep.
With the India Club with an event in St. Paul this weekend. Tell me about it.
Right. We'd like everyone to come on Sunday to the Landmark Center between 12 and 6. And we have food and music and dance and lots of other stuff going on. And admission is free. Please come on.
Okay, this Sunday, once again, for more information, you can call 644-8940 for more information. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Oh, beautiful costumes there. That's terrific.
Yeah, you'll see more of it.
More of that? Okay, good. Listen, we have time to say goodbye, and thank you for joining us and being a part of it.
Well, it sure was fun. I was so glad I was able to be here. Steve and Sharon will be back on Monday.
Steve and Sharon will be
back.
back.
Hope they had a nice vacation.
Yeah, we'll be back on Monday. We have a lot of fun stuff, so join us again for good company on Monday. And Lindsay Strand, thank you, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.